Hey, I'm Courtney Taylor,
Hey, this is Ron Yuan.
and you're watching Movers and Shakers.
Movers and Shakers Unlimited. Right now, Mortal Kombat Snowblind, baby.
It's been 3 years since I've been here, and it's great to be here with Mortal Kombat. Last time I was here to be Dr. Poison, and in Wonder Woman Bloodlines, and so it's great. The weather's great, the food's still great. New York has bounced back after the pandemic, so I'm thrilled.
Awesome, awesome. Now, um, it's crazy to believe. I remember playing the very first Mortal Kombat, and it's crazy to believe that it's been this many decades and it's still going strong. So I had a chance to see the film. Can you talk, a little more about your character Kira, and how fun it was to bring kind of that insanity with that character.
Well, it's always fun to play bad characters, so I love that. I think there's not been a lot about her put out prior to this, so it's fun to be able to have a little bit of a hand in shaping what isn't necessarily like a brand new character, but one that we don't know that much about. So, um, and then just getting to partake in like vocal stunts that I've never done before. So.
Absolutely, absolutely, and then lastly, when it comes to voice acting, it's sometimes it can be a challenge because you don't always have a scene partner to kind of react off of. So, with that being said, a lot of times the fun in playing in having those moments of having that type of character is being able to get a reaction out of your scene partner. So, can you talk a bit about that and still trying to create that same dynamic without necessarily having someone to react off of?
Oh, well, a very wide imagination, a rich imagination is very helpful. I've been doing this so long that I'm usually surprised if there is someone in the room with me. I'm like, that's not how I was doing it in my head. But so it's wonderful in a way because you get to sort of play both characters and control what's happening to a certain degree. But having someone else there is also it's a great surprise. You might get something that you weren't expecting. For this, uh, it wasn't. It was. I mean, I think that just the way it was written and the fact that Wes Gleason, my voice director, is a dear friend and always fantastic to work with. So it came pretty easy. It was not. It was a lot of fun, and strangely, not that hard to play Kira.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of New York Comic Con. Tell me about Mortal Kombat. I had a chance to see the film, and I was listening on the other conversation that you were having, and it's really surreal to see how far this IP has come. Because I remember, just discovering an arcade. It's crazy to believe like almost 3 decades ago. So and speaking to that, every when it comes to major IPs like this, and especially with this character with Sub Zero, people already have a preconceived notion in their mind of, okay, this is the way this character should be. So, can you talk a bit about that? I know you had a chance to, have done the voice of Scorpion. However, Sub Zero is another beast altogether. So, can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, it totally is. For Scorpion, it was more about, the revenge journey for him. It's always been about that. And in the last MK11, it was the three different layers of that. But in this animation for Sub Zero, it's an older Grizzly Sub Zero, and he's older. I'm older, so like for me, I connected to it. But it's also just the character's journey as far as just him being broken down and not wanting to be part of anything, and then being kind of at first forced or beckoned to go on the hero's journey, but then he rejects it at first, but then he comes around full circle. And that journey between him and the student Kenshi is, what really drove me to the script. So I was like, no brainer, I'm doing this. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And in being a fan of of this game, there are so many characters that have made their mark in the lore, and there's so many. Not to give anything away, I did have a chance to see the film. I know there are a lot of a lot of cool elements in surprises in this film. We're like, oh, they have this person. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. So aside from Sub Zero, obviously, I know you're biased because you're playing that character. Who is someone else that it was exciting to have featured or that you enjoy a great deal.
Yeah, for me, all the characters are great. Like even uh, Kara, the character Kara, has only been maybe shown one or two other times. So I love the fact that they explored her character on this, and then I love Kenshi's character too. So for me, everyone did a great job too with all, and Kano was awesome again, in this animation. But for me, I think that's what it is. Like this really encapsulated the Mortal Kombat world with the violence, the martial arts, but right in the middle of it, it's that heart through line, man. So and it's that journey of like the Obi-Wan mentor and the student. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And lastly, and being from New York, and having all the other folks that have been involved in this project with you. Obviously, I know you have your commitments here, but did you have a chance to kind of give them sights and sounds of New York, in the time that you guys have been here?
Haven't had a chance to yet, but we connected with some friends last night. That was really nice. And then just being here, it's always awesome to be at Comic Con. So, but maybe we'll find some time to do some sightseeing. But yeah, but it's been fun. It's been fun so far. Yeah.
Ron, thank you so much, man. Appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of New York Comic Con. Jeremy, how are you doing here at Comic Con, sir?
Doing great. I'm having the ball. Like, honestly, it's been really great to be back with people, nerding out. That's awesome.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you have been here for two projects, not only Mortal Kombat, but also Batman and Superman, drastically different, but all both, beloved properties. So, can you talk a bit about that of providing, your talents as a writer, with those universes as diverse as they are?
It's unique because I do a lot of work with Warner Brothers, and when you do animation, you write it and you hand it off, and then you never know when it's going to come out until a couple of years. And this has been kind of fortuitous that they both come out at the same time. So it's great. You get to kind of revisit the stories that you've done, and as dramatically different they are tonally, as far as like Super Sons is much more family friendly ish, and then Mortal Kombat is not. Uh, there is this kind of like element of how do I put it? It's like there's still an emotional heart to it, and that's what I try to bring to the writing in general. Is something that you as a human being can just respond to, whether it's father son dynamic, or what it means to take on more responsibility, or something like this where it's about overcoming trauma and dealing with your past, and that's all encased in killing people. So yeah.
I had a chance to see the film, and without giving anything away, I would say it was awesome to have that element of reluctance that you a lot of times have in hero stories, and it's very satisfying when that reluctance is put aside. So, can you talk a bit about that and trying to like really hold back in for that character and making making that that moment where that happens really speak for audiences.
Yeah, I think as a viewer of yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're looking for that catharsis. You're looking for that moment, and it sucks sometimes because you're just like, no, I just want you to do it, right? And we knew that if we just pulled back as long as we could, when that storm hit, it was gonna be like everybody's gonna be like, yes, and that was both the challenge, because I'm much more like, oh, just do it, yeah. But it's like, okay, we just gotta hold off, we just gotta hold off as far and as long as we can, until it's to a boiling point where you're like, we can't, we know, we got to do it now. And it's that feeling of like, oh, thank goodness. All I can reckon is like, I remember like Rambo 4. This is weird, but like there was like Rambo 4. You're like, it's Rambo, right? he beat the Russian army, you know, and then suddenly, yeah. So he was holding back, and those special forces guys are like, "Boatman, save them!" And I remember thinking, like, "You don't know." And then when it's unleashed, you're like, "Yes, yeah." So you know, we just channel that in terms of we wanted to build the mystery of why he's held back. We explain it a little bit, and by the time you see it, it's like, oh no, he's holding back because he can destroy everyone, you know. And then you see that beast unleashed, and that's really fun. That's cathartic for me even to write because I'm just like, I got to get to the spot. I got to get to the point. So
Awesome. And lastly, you know, there are so many fun appearances in here. And how do you like really come to the decision of, okay, we're going to keep this, we're not going to keep that, we're going to put this, you know, this element in here, we're not going to use this. Like, how do you just come to that decision of what you're going to include and not?
it's hard, especially with Mortal Kombat, because of so many people, and so many people are somebody's favorite, right? But with this, it's like it became easier because we were populating, like we started with Black Dragon, just populating some fodder, you know. Uh, uh, it's just hard in terms of. I don't think it's hard because we kind of knew where we were going with this movie, and dead doesn't necessarily mean. It's almost like Marvel Universe. It's like, well, they're dead, but are they? You know, so it becomes a little easier, but it's hard. It's hard. I mean, there's no way around it. It's just like, oh, I don't know. Maybe should we kill this person? I don't know. You know, but then it's like, if we kill him, let's kill him. Yeah, right.
Awesome. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of New York Comic Con, man. All right.